I never thought a startup pitch deck could feel like a minefield, but today it did. Every screen, every LED blinking, every tap of a keyboard in the conference room screamed tension. Really, Maya? You actually think your algorithms can compete with ours? Sneered Jordan Klein, the founder of Rival Tech, leaning back in his leather chair like he owned the skyline. His smirk was polished arrogance incarnate, the kind that made people squirm without him lifting a finger. Public humiliation was his sport, and I was the target. I let him talk. Let him laugh. Let him show off the millions of dollars his investors had thrown at him, thinking that money equals genius. I didn't flinch. Not here. Not now. The pitch was meant to be about efficiency metrics, AI-driven automation, predictive analytics. But Jordan didn't care about numbers. He only cared about humiliating me in front of his board, his engineers, and our mutual investors. He tapped his tablet, letting the data stream in real time. Your tech is cute, he said, voice dripping condescension. But come on, 0.02% efficiency gain? That's adorable. I smiled faintly, as if I were watching a child wave a stick at a hurricane. What they didn't know was that I had access to the back-end server cluster, the one they had proudly called secure and unhackable. For months, I'd been running my own parallel simulations, feeding my system live data from their platform without anyone noticing. Tonight wasn't about luck. It was about unexpected power. Jordan clicked a remote, bringing up his latest revenue projections. If we scale at this rate, we're hitting $12.4 million ARR next quarter. Your platform wouldn't even break our beta servers. He smirked, leaning forward. Numbers, Maya. You live in them, right? Let's see how you handle real data. I pressed a button under the table. Nothing seemed to happen. He laughed. The board chuckled nervously, assuming I was lost, fumbling, flustered. 2 minutes later, alarms went off. Red lights flashed. The server monitors on the big screens began showing anomalies. Latency spikes, unauthorized processors, anomalous data manipulation. Jordan froze, eyes wide. What? What is happening? I didn't answer. I simply tapped a sequence into my tablet, and the numbers started cascading across his screens. Every revenue projection, every user statistic, every investor graph began showing massive discrepancies. Hundreds of millions in predicted ARR evaporated into zeros. The board murmured in panic. Jordan's smirk cracked. This isn't possible, he hissed, voice rising. My code, our systems, how? I stood, calm, serene. Every eye in the room snapped to me. Oh, it's possible, I said softly. You just forgot one thing. I had access. I knew every line of code, every secure server you bragged about, compromised, every projection, manipulated, every investor report you celebrated, wrong. The room went silent. Jordan's face twisted from arrogance to panic. Public humiliation had flipped. He had spent years thinking he was untouchable. Now, he was the spectacle. Minutes felt like hours. The board scrambled to check logs. Investors were on calls. Engineers ran diagnostics. I calmly opened my laptop, projecting the real numbers. Hidden reserves, misallocated funds, servers misreporting, and a complete audit trail. Jordan's empire of inflated claims and inflated ego collapsed in real time. You can't do this, he stammered, voice breaking. I built this. I interrupted, voice flat, precise. No, Jordan, you built a mirage. I built the foundation beneath it. And when the truth showed up, it burned everything. The catastrophic reversal was complete. By the time the CFO realized the misreported revenue could trigger investor lawsuits and SEC inquiries, it was too late. Every projection, every claim Jordan made in the last 18 months was now on record as falsified data. The investors were already calling emergency meetings. Jordan sat, slack-jawed, watching his empire implode. Engineers whispered, investors fumed, and I just collected my notes like a general surveying the battlefield. You should have remembered, I said, leaning over his chair, that arrogance is no shield. And public humiliation, well, it's usually more fun when you're on the other side of it. I walked out of the conference room, heels clicking against the polished floor. Alarms still blinked. Screens still flashed errors. Emails pinged urgently. And somewhere in the chaos, Jordan Klein realized he had underestimated a quiet girl who knew the numbers, the urgency, and the timing better than he ever would. By the time the board convened again, it was clear. The CEO seat he had coveted, the public admiration he thrived on, and his untouchable status, all gone. I didn't take it. I didn't need it. I just proved the truth mattered more than ego. The city lights outside the glass walls reflected the chaos within, and I smiled. Not triumphantly, not maliciously, just with the quiet authority of someone who had played the perfect hand. And Jordan Klein would remember tonight forever.